How are you going to write 100K in a month, bro?
So I have mathed it out. So I'm gonna work basically. I'm working Monday through Friday until, at the very least, the minimum AP is hit to stay on track. Minimum.
Which is,
Um, if I'm working 26 days of the month, the only reason I'm not working 30 is because we have Thanksgiving in there. Um, and I'm trying to still be respectful of my family, so I'm gonna work half days on Sunday. So I'm
probably smart.
gonna,
Probably smart.
yeah,
Probably smart.
yeah, yeah. So if
Still.
you take those days out, so I'm not gonna work Thanksgiving, and then so it'll be an average of about 3,800 AP a day.
What's up? Welcome back to the CA Power Player Podcast. Dude, I'm excited for today, man, because I got a cat who has been crushing it, selling found splits over the phone, using Caboom Leads literally all year. And he came to me and said, dude, I want to write $100,000 in a month. And I want to use Caboom Leads and I want to document the journey and I want to launch my own YouTube channel. And I'm like, that's freaking amazing. I got to support this cat because he supported us all year. And I love this dude. So please welcome back to the channel. Also, was just on The Ultimate Agent literally like last week or a few days ago, depending on when this comes out. Welcome back, Mr. Clark Stanley.
Cody, thank you for having me, man.
Dude, thank you, man. I love it. First of all, what the heck did you think about the show?
Dude, it's so good. It was so good. I loved it. It was very weird watch. I don't like listening to myself on the phone, so watching myself was a task. But yeah, I watched it with my wife, and some of the scenes I was like, I got, like, when I was on screen, I watched it on 2 times, like the two. I'd
Oh,
speed it
yeah,
up to 2x because I was like, I can't. But you
that's
get the vibe.
hilarious.
You get the idea. Yeah.
I love it, dude. What's got you wanting to write $100,000 in a month and document the entire thing on video?
Yeah. So I mean, it's like multi-pronged. The main thing is that um, a huge um, an unexpected benefit of getting into this industry has been like getting past self-limiting beliefs. And I didn't realize, I guess, the extent that I had or carried some of those
Mm,
when I got into this industry, and realized very quickly that, like, to be successful in this, you have to leave those behind or develop a healthier relationship with them, right? Or reframe them.
yep.
Um, and I don't know, I've had some really good months. I think my best month was like 68,000 submitted business. And I was like, just being a competitor in my head, I've always been like, I did
Mm,
that, and it never and it didn't, don't get me wrong, it wasn't a breeze,
yeah.
but it didn't feel like I was like working myself to the bone doing that. And I
Mm,
was like, honestly, the Ultimate Agent challenge kind of like put something in my brain where I was like, okay, so I can do, like, if I
yeah.
needed to, I could produce even more than I am.
Yep.
Um, so what's possible? And so that what's possible has been kind of rattling around my brain. I
That's
had my
great.
best month. I had 68,000 the month I came into UAC, so it was kind of like set up to, um, like, I
Yeah.
was like, all right, I did this, and then I saw what I'm capable of, and what people, like the other agent or the contestants on this show, were capable of, and I'm like, man, I just want to, like, do this, A, to show others it's possible,
Mm,
but B, to show myself it's possible. That, like,
amen.
final expense is not the highest, rate of return always. Like, um, as far as, that's just the average AP for
Yeah.
final expense is not maybe as competitive as like a mortgage protection or whatever.
Sure.
Um, but I was like, that even more so, I wanted to be able to show agents, like, hey, you can lock in and you are capable of doing more than you think you are. So, as
Amen.
much as it is for others, it's just for me too, to be like, hey, you are capable of producing at a high level with the right commitment and support, like yourself, and
Yeah.
with the Kaboom team and my team with Mike and Jalen. So yeah, I'm
True.
excited.
Yeah, I mean, I think every human on the planet is capable of way more than they've ever dreamed, and you've
Hmm.
proven that. I mean, you haven't even been in the business you just finished your 10th month, I think, in the
Hmm.
business, like
Full time, yeah.
it's, yeah, I mean, it's freaking amazing, bro. Like super impressive. He's a bad dude, man. He's a bad dude. Uh, Before we get into some of the specifics, if they want to watch the journey,
Mhm.
where will they be able to do that?
So I'll be posting daily on my Instagram. It's just Clark Stanley underscore, but also the YouTube channel that I'm launching to really like give you the full picture and like longer recaps and like I'll be doing like some quasi coaching as well, just at the end of weeks. Like, hey, here's my biggest takeaway, etc. It's just going to be at Life with Clark Stanley
Mm.
on YouTube.
So you could really post videos of you sipping
I
coffee.
could. I made it intentionally a little ambiguous because it is
Yeah.
going to be 99% uh, insurance based, but um, you know,
Yeah.
I like that you can get into some other maybe some mindset coaching as well and stuff like that. So
Random side note. This is why you guys you get nuggets and secret sauce when you tune into stuff like this, and you're still here. 5 minutes later. Dylan and I are thinking about launching a Cody Askins like golf YouTube channel and doing like business and golf.
Dylan Crane or Dylan
No, Dylan
Cor-
Corbett and Keith and I like
Corbett?
we're
I
thinking about starting
gotcha.
like a Cody Askins golf YouTube channel so that I can like document we've been and do like play golf with people, but then like do the business side of it and like ask them questions while we're in the golf cart playing golf and
It
like
would be like your comedians in cars getting coffee,
yeah,
right?
exactly,
I love
exactly,
that. That's
yeah,
the fun thing about this industry is you can do what you love and then work it into, right? Like
bro,
you can
yes.
tie anything. There's just opportunities are endless. I love it.
So much potential. Before we get into some of the specifics, how you're going to write 100K in a month and in the month of Thanksgiving in
Mm.
November, like with Thanksgiving and an actual holiday, Black Friday, Cyber Monday. You know, what limiting belief did you struggle with? You mentioned that earlier. What limiting belief did you struggle with before you got in this thing?
Yeah, I think I may have mentioned it. We may have gotten into it a little bit when I was first on your podcast, but um, just I've always been told about my potential.
Yeah.
Um, being a I was a pastor's kid.
Mm,
I was very involved at youth group. I'm outgoing. Um, you know,
sexy.
mostly sexy. It was mostly yeah. My potential is in my sexiness. You have so much potential if you just eat less calories, fewer calories. Uh, but but you hear that and I had different avenues that I was like, hey, I have some like natural ability or gifting at this thing or this thing, music or sports or whatever. And um, but I always felt like I would bottom out. Like I would like see I would hit a hump and
Yeah.
then shy away or be like,
Mm,
I got just good enough to like, play guitar and lead worship, but could I rip it on guitar? That kind of thing. Like,
yeah.
um, or whatever
Or
the
on
example
Guitar
might be.
Hero or
Or
whatever.
Guitar Hero, yeah, yeah, yeah. Red, blue, yellow, 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 yeah, yeah. Uh, but so I always had that, and I was always told about potential, and even with employers, I would get attention for like maybe some natural ability or some leadership ability.
Yeah.
But then when the rubber met the road or when like the going got tough, I don't know that I always showed up in the way that I would be proud of looking back.
Mm,
Not that I disappeared, but I don't know that I gave it what I could.
yeah.
And a lot of that comes from fear of failure because if you give it 110% and fail, then there's no one to blame but you. Then you have to look in the mirror and go, well, then maybe you're not as good. And it was fun living in I think people do this a lot. I still tend to catch myself doing this. It's easier to live in the world of the unknown, right?
Yeah.
Like if you live in the world of just being praised on your potential,
Mm,
then you're just like, well, look at what I could do if I wanted, right?
yeah.
And that's not a way to I want to live my life.
No, I mean, also when you're 15 and 20 and 25,
Sure.
like potential is like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. It's like, it's like, wow, okay, that's cool. Like, I like hearing that, like
Hmm.
but when you're 30, 40 years old, it's like, bro, I'm tired of hearing I have potential. Like
Yes. Yes.
I relate to this topic a lot because I felt like in school,
Hmm.
in sports, especially basketball, um, I felt like I never gave anything. That's why I was so proud of my first year because I felt like, I never gave those things my very best. Like
Yep.
I gave them a decent, especially basketball. I gave it quite a bit, but like I
Hmm.
never gave it my absolute dead level freaking best,
Yep.
And so when I started doing and selling insurance and then also the stuff we're doing now, I was like, man, what if, like what if we actually go at this thing really hard and it turns into something incredible one day? And so,
100%.
and then 10 years later, obviously it's long obedience in the same direction and cool stuff happens, So yeah,
Look at it. Did you say long obedience in the same direction?
yeah,
I love that.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
great.
It's
Yeah,
hard to do. I mean, for especially for anybody can work hard for a day, a week, a month, a year, hard. 10
hard.
years, mega hard.
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
really
Yeah.
difficult.
Yeah, I've already seen, I not that I've, I've seen my own I went so hard the first like 4 or 5 months, and then it gets, you maybe get some attention for it, or you get
Yeah.
you do some travel or something, and it gets easier. It's get Not even that it gets easier to be lazy, it gets harder to restart.
Mm.
Like it's
Yeah,
just
yeah, yeah. The more
yeah,
time you add too, where you're like taking time off or like, like chilling or whatever, the longer you do that, the
yeah.
harder it is to snap back too.
It's like the gym. If you take a
Yeah.
week off of the gym, that first day back is tough, right? So
Brutal. Brutal.
yeah, so
It's good.
yeah.
How are you gonna write 100K in a month, bro?
So I have mathed it out. So I'm gonna work. I got with permission from my very gracious and supporting wife.
Woo,
I'm
woo.
going to always. I'm going
Thank you,
to
Mrs. Stanley.
Yes, absolutely. I'm going to a basically I'm working Monday through Friday until at the very least the minimum AP is hit to stay on track minimum.
Which is
Um, if I'm working 26 days of the month, the only reason I'm not
mm,
working 30 is because we have Thanksgiving in there. Um, and I'm trying to still be respectful of my family, so I'm going to work half days on Sunday. So I'm
probably
going
smart.
to
Probably smart.
yeah,
Probably
yeah,
smart.
yeah. So
It's
so if
cool.
you take those days out, so I'm not going to work Thanksgiving, and then so it'll be an average of about 3,800 AP a day. Um,
Mm,
which is
mm,
technically less than I had to do daily for Ultimate Agent, but
sure.
you and I both know that's an average. So you're going to have days
Yeah.
where you're grinding and you get 1,200 after hours of calling, and then there's going to be days where it feels like it's flowing and you get 7, 8 grand. So
Yes.
um, I'm going to call it 4 grand a day to be safe. I don't want to make it 3,800. I'm shooting for
Good.
4 grand a day.
Smart. Smart.
And I also want to get over 100 grand. I don't want to stop at 100 grand. I want to, if I can get 105, that'd be pretty sweet. Um,
Sick.
so I'm going to work 8 a.m. to whatever is necessary Monday through Friday, and I'm
Yeah.
going to work 8 to 10 hour days on Saturdays, starting at 8 a.m. And then I'm going to work 4 to 5 hours on Sundays. So,
Mm,
um, so I'm going to still have time to go to church. Still trying to prioritize the right things,
yeah.
but go to church with my family on Sunday. Work around. I'm building my work hours around when my son will be napping and stuff, so I'm not missing tons of time with him that day, and then I'll at least have an evening with him on Sundays. So
Yeah. Will you work different states than normal or all the normals?
I'm licensed in about 26 states,
Okay.
and I'm going to work all those states. Uh, I'm East Coast, so I got some West Coast states loaded up, so I
Yeah.
can work later into the evening. And then um, I was about to say something. Um, yeah, no different states or approach necessarily. I'm just going to be
Okay.
ripping. I'm going to be hand dialing and then running text campaigns and then auto dialing with a different dialer. So I'm going to be power
Wow.
dialing and then click to dial and then text campaigns. And
Wow.
then
All three
anybody
at once,
yeah,
bro.
yep. I'll have two dialers running, and if somebody picks up from a click to dial, I'm going to stop the auto dial or the power dialer, take
Yeah.
that one, keep it rolling. So
That's amazing. I love that. And
as
if
much time as I can.
yeah, and if power dialer and the cell phone it rings, you just hand the cell phone to your wife or your kid. It's like
Yeah, yeah.
close it, baby, close
Do
it.
your best. Do your best. Yeah, yeah.
What leads? How many leads? Like, talk through some of the lead side for us.
Yeah, so I'm going to be doing 100 a week. I've been doing 50 a week with Kaboom.
Okay.
I'll be doing all Kaboom for this. Again,
Kaboom!
yeah,
Kaboom!
speaks for itself, man. The
Thanks,
the the
bro.
pickup rate's great. The average premium, the intent is it's all great. So
Thank you. It's
yeah.
awesome.
So I mean, and that's why I approached you for this too. Is I was like, man.
Yes.
Cody's been a huge help to me. If I could shout out Kaboom and show what's possible,
Yeah.
with not just with hard work, but with, like I said, the right support and systems
Totally.
and people in place, and Kaboom is a big part of that. So,
Wow.
but I'll be running Kaboom final expense, 100 a week. That's doubling my lead order now.
So you
And I
think you
was
can do it off of 400 fresh plus some of the other stuff you have that's like you've had
which are all
Kaboom all
aged
year, but
Kaboom too. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So I can truly say this will be on Kaboom because it's if I mess with age leads too, it'll be Kaboom. So,
That's awesome.
but yeah, from my prior batches and then 400 fresh.
Yeah,
If I because I've been doing 50 a week and I did 68. I was like, if I
crazy.
double that now, I'm not saying I can do double 68. That I'm not. I don't know about 120, but I think
Maybe.
I could with the right hours and mindset. I think I'm feeling good. I think I get to that six-figure mark.
Yeah, it's killer. That's a huge month. And the cool thing is, dude, you better help agents. You guys listening when you once you go follow Life with Clark Stanley on YouTube, you better, he's gonna document his journey. You get a lot of nuggets from what he's doing. Um, I love that somebody's like, that's why we want to support Clark and like promote what he's doing. Um, even supplement his lead volume because it's like, dude, he's going for it. He's going for 100K in a month, and he's a humble dude, and he hasn't let all this success really compared to the success he can have in life. It's very limited, but the success he's had so far, he hasn't let it get to his head and turn into an arrogant maniac. Which I love and appreciate because that's not the norm. um, and he's just a good human being. So if you're like, dude, I'm new to Clark, but I loved him on the Ultimate Agent Challenge. If you haven't watched the show, you should do that. He's somebody who like has a good heart, cares, wants to help people, and is really, really, really good at what he does. Like he would say, other people are better. Dude, he's as good as you see. Like he
Thank you,
is.
man. Thank you.
And but you're not satisfied. Like he's still pushing himself and he's still where's the competitive spirit come from? Does it just come from how you were raised, a specific parent, a moment,
Uh,
like
it's definitely I came by it naturally. My dad is a fierce competitor. So arguably more competitive than I am. So,
sounds like we
that
both got it honest.
yes, I came by it honest. Apple did not fall far in that regard. But yeah, just the environment. I mean, it wasn't like to an unhealthy degree. I wouldn't say
Sure, sure.
some uncompetitive people might say that, but even just the environment in our home, like with board games, like dude, like Monopoly, he was not going easy on me. Like
Yeah.
pay up, dude. Like you're not
Okay.
leasing a house here. We're let's go. Like, so yeah, I think it came by it honest, and then I just grew up in sports early on. Um, and honestly, the competitive edge now that I'm as a husband and a dad, which is still I'm growing in both of those roles, but
Mhm.
is a lot of it's just like for them. Like I'm like I want to show as much as I want to show agents what's possible. The goal long term is to show like my son, hey, you can apply yourself and do this thing, like anything. I mean, I
Amen.
throw the headset on him every now and then and be like, "This is your birthright. Like this is you can do this too one day." But whatever he decides to do in life, I want him to know that, hey, I can look to dad to show me what it looks like to work hard and hold yourself
Yeah.
accountable to it. So
True. What can they expect from a content standpoint? I think you mentioned this a little bit earlier, but maybe we can expand on it. From a content standpoint, the next month on the YouTube channel, Instagram, etc. Like, what can they expect to see? And why should they go, tune in and follow you on your journey in November to write 100K?
for sure. Yeah, so I'll be doing like throughout the day, like some daily, just like little like snapshots of what I'm doing. Not just photos, but like just maybe like a quick clip, 60-second reel on Instagram or a YouTube short. Whether that be mid call, I'll show you the highs and the lows. So
Sure.
me getting hung up on, me closing a deal, you'll see all of that. I'm not just going to sugarcoat it, make it look sexy.
Yeah.
Um, and then yeah, the and then doing a little bit longer videos a few times a week with a weekly recap that's more substantial. But just what I'm learning along the way, not just with, hey,
Sure.
I'm running into this objection, even just mindset of like, hey guys, I'm feeling discouraged.
Yeah.
Like today was a tough one or whatever. Just so you see the behind the curtain, because
Yeah.
not that there's this industry is lacking for that. I think there's some really good voices, yourself included, that show the tough parts
Thanks.
of the job. But yeah, this is a big undertaking, and
Yeah.
there might so uh I think I have a good amount of resilience, where a day to day might not affect me as much as a newer agent. So like
Mhm.
some of those lows that some agents hit in their just a normal week,
Yeah.
I don't necessarily let that. I don't say that arrogantly. I just don't feel like I that hits me quite as much. I just keep it pushing. I'm confident. I had it on Ultimate Agent a few times, and I know when I'm working at that capacity, I'm going to start having more of those moments,
Mhm.
especially trying to pull off what I'm doing here. So,
Yeah.
just showing behind the curtain, and you'll hear the client as well. It won't just be my voice babbling on there. So, I'm gonna make sure you can really hear what it looks like to
Good.
close and lose and win and all of that. So,
Yeah, one thing I've noticed, and I'm curious of your thoughts behind this is, and I think I felt like you may have felt this on The Ultimate Agent, I don't know, but, like, anytime I've ever really, really pushed myself physically, mentally, etcetera, it's like the first couple days, first few days are, like, brutal,
hmm
exhausting, very challenging. Like, I've seen this with even, like, long distance runners and people that do one guy did a full marathon, full Ironman, 140 something miles every day for
it's crazy.
50 days in a row in a different state every day. Like, that's a James, I forget his name, but it was like a whole thing, and I
He did,
watched it.
he did 100+ miles a day for 50 days.
Yeah,
What'd you say?
swim, bike, run, total, and he did a full Ironman. It's like 144 miles or something like that. Every total, swim, bike, run for he did it 50 days. He did it once per day in a new state. Well, about halfway through, his body was really breaking down.
Mhm,
Maybe Dylan can figure out his last name for me. I forget, James something. Um, and crazy Ironman guy. They call him the Iron Cowboy, maybe I think.
mm,
His body was he was off to a good start, and then about halfway through, his body started breaking down, like
mm,
literally breaking down, and
mm.
he would like pass out in the middle of runs, like
Yeah,
no, like in the middle of the night, because he's having to do this. It take him like 18, 20 hours a day. Like he was getting no sleep. Like they were traveling to a different state every day. Like it was insane. He
mhm,
started out in Alaska, and so, but the later he got in the competition, the more his body um, got used to doing that,
yeah,
and because of that, his actually his body by the end got used to the challenge and the difficulty, and he actually started feeling better.
yeah,
Wild story, but I've seen it to be true. Oh yeah, James Lawrence. Thank you, Dylan. Yeah, that's right, James
okay,
Lawrence. Um, Thoughts on that concept of you going really hard for the whole month?
mhm. I, fully anticipate that. Yeah, I mean, it's like, yeah, like that's how muscles grow is you tear them, right, until they get used to this
Yeah.
amount of resistance or weight, and then you move up and move up, right? So, um, that is I fully anticipate the first week to probably be the hardest. Um but honestly, maybe the bookend even, because like the first week will be difficult getting used to like working at that capacity,
Yeah.
then maybe settle into a groove, and then I think that end, that last few days to a week, I think I'll be like, oh my gosh, I'm ready to work a normal 9 to 5 hour or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that will be the hardest part. Knowing that though, my personality is very much like I'm gonna put my head down and
Mhm.
grit my teeth and do it. So my hope is that I'll be able to in that first week just like blinders, like ignore the pain and just go kind of thing.
Yeah.
So,
I'm gonna
um,
I'm gonna call it now. You guys are gonna go over to Life with Clark Stanley on YouTube and find this out. I think that you are gonna hit 100K. I'm gonna predict it now.
okay,
Okay, right now. This is dangerous, by the way.
this is scary for me because now I'm gonna have to live up to it.
Are you working on the 26th, the day before Thanksgiving?
I am,
I think he hits it on the 26th.
buddy. If I hit 100K on the 26th, that will be the best Thanksgiving celebration. I would
I'm,
be thrilled.
I'm calling it now.
All right, all right. Well, now I not
So good.
I got a new goal on the calendar now. I'm gonna write it down.
Amen, bro.
I can't make you a liar.
Yes, yes. Final thoughts or tips for agents around pushing themselves or stretching themselves or other things we haven't discussed regarding 100K in a month, man.
No, I think find what yours is. Like find what your 100K in a month is. This is like I said, this is yes to encourage agents and see something different being done. But as much as it is that, it's to push myself and make this kind of, as much as this will suck in moments, it's going to be fun. Like
Yeah.
I like a challenge. I like a thing to work on. I like a the next thing, right? And um,
True.
sometimes to a my wife would likely argue to an unhealthy degree, but
Hmm.
um, but gamifying this thing makes it feel more fun for you. And dude,
Yeah.
I one of my favorite people in the world, Elvire, who I think you've had him on, have you?
I
Um,
think so.
if you haven't, you need to. Elvire is one of my favorite people,
Come on,
but
Elvire. Come on, bro. I'm going to look,
he,
actually. I'm curious. Dylan might know.
he's good people to have on.
He's awesome. He's phenomenal.
But he will always say, I love what I love about him is he just keeps it so real. And he's said so many times, like, what we do is not sexy.
Mm-mm.
Like, it's just not. Like and uh so to it's very easy to get caught in the monotony of like, oh my gosh, I'm dialing all day, I'm getting hung up on, I got sworn at, like,
Hmm.
and if you don't have, a like I said, good people around you to remind you who and why you're, who you're doing it for and why you're doing it, but also yourself, like putting goals in front of yourself and working towards them and maybe reworking how you approach it and all of that, yeah, you can get burnt out pretty fast, which is why I think the that stat of 8% is so prevalent.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited. I would say the advice would just be find what your 100K, what's your 100K challenge. It doesn't have to be 100K. It could be,
Yeah.
I want to put this much in savings, or I want to take my spouse on this trip, or whatever. Have a thing you're aiming for outside of just succeeding.
Correct.
You gotta have something you're working towards in the short term as well. Otherwise,
Amen.
you're never gonna feel like you succeed. You gotta land somewhere along the way. So find that, and then plug in with good people that want to see that realized. Um,
Amen.
yeah.
Well, if they want to plug in to you, where do they find you again, man? To follow along.
Life with Clark Stanley on YouTube, and then at Clark Stanley underscore on Instagram, and then you can go to my agency, the Anchor Point Group on Instagram as well. It's just at the Anchor Point Group. Yeah, if you feel like you don't have that community, we have a great one over there. I'm looking at my agents on Zoom over here right now that are dialing together right now. So
Let's go.
hop in our Zoom room. Let's learn together. Let's do it.
Let's go, man. Thanks for being on. Appreciate you, bro. And good luck on the
Cody,
100K challenge, baby.
love you, brother. Thank you for having me on, man. I appreciate you.
Love you too, man. Also, love you guys. Appreciate you be tuning in and listening, man. Drop some nuggets. What did you learn? What did you enjoy? Clark's a good dude. Make sure you go to at a Life with Clark Stanley on YouTube to follow along on his journey. I'm telling you, man, like it's going to be exciting piece. Also, two things I want to share briefly before we end. One, if you haven't tried Kaboom and you're like, bro, Clark believes in Kaboom. He's using Kaboom. He's used Kaboom a lot. All the ultimate agents were crushing Kaboom on the challenge. We're not perfect, but we have hundreds of agents on a weekly subscription and growing. Very blessed that Kaboom has exploded and grown, thankfully, to people like Clark. So you can check out Kaboom. The link will be in the description below. Caboomleads.com. Kaboom. Cody Askins, boom. Caboomleads.com. You can check that out. And then also, if you're like, hey, dude, I want to, I want access to listen to live dials from the Ultimate Agent Challenge, or I want, to keep learning or courses or content. We have a new streaming and training platform at castudios.tv. We appreciate you hanging, listening to the podcast. Good luck to Clark on the challenge. Good luck to you and whatever your challenge is after today. Thanks for hanging, and we'll see you on the next one. Kaboom.